The Commission has a 7-point call to collective action. How much progress do you believe is really possible in this current decade?
I think there's lots that's possible, but only if we admit why we have failed, where the bottlenecks have been. And the area that I think that we have been strongest on is saying that it's not by chance, it's not a coincidence that we're failing. It's not a coincidence that, as Greta Thunberg tells us, we keep blah, blah, blahing. We have the wrong framing. We have thought that we could just fill the gaps, correct some market failures here and there, and then solve the Sustainable Development Goals. And we're about to have the SDG Summit. And water is at the center of every single one of the SDGs. And we talk about the need to change the economic framing away from market fixing towards actively shaping and creating a new economy, one that's inclusive and sustainable. And there's no better area than water to do that. Why? Because water, first of all, it cuts across the entire economy. There's no sector that doesn't use water. It cuts across production, distribution, and consumption. But we need a systemic way to understand how to solve it. We need a collective way to actually work together. And we focus on the idea of the common good, which is different from the public good, which in economics is like one side, the government fixing the gap, filling the gap of something the private sector is not doing, whereas the common good focuses on the opportunity for co-investing, innovating together, but that means really taking care that along the way, the process is done with equity at the center. So the idea of just water partnerships means that we shouldn't just blah, blah about public and private working together. They need to work together in an inclusive way. And that's why there should be conditional finance. We need to make sure, for example, that development banks, when they're providing loans to sectors, those sectors commit to actually reducing the inefficient use of water. There are so many leakages in the system. We're not actually recycling wastewater. 80% of wastewater goes wasted. It's not getting recycled. And that's not going to change just by talking about it in a commission. It has to change at the center of the new contracts, a social contract between all the different partners. So I think the coolest thing that we've done is to say that's not going to happen without new economic thinking. And the 7 points across them is this idea of systemic and collective action, market shaping, not market fixing, and the common good at the center of the how.